Hey guys, so the way that this episode for the My Club Road to Glory is going to work is I'm just going to be showing you guys my live reactions of the packs that we ended up opening during our live stream. If you guys want to check out the live stream, be sure to visit twitch.tv/inceptionxx. That's where we do stream all of our games. Yeah, you guys are going to see the pack reactions live, and then after the live pack reaction, that's when we're going to do the commentary afterwards. So just letting you guys know how the format of the video is going to go. I have a lot to talk about today. Today's going to be like one of those like rant videos about the game because I really like the gameplay, but the menu stuff, we have to really get in depth with it and talk about it because it's very frustrating. I can do it 3 times, chat. You boys ready? Chat, are you ready to see me get Neymar? I don't think you guys are. Italy. Fiorentina. Oh, wait. Is that Fiorentina? Fiorentina, yeah. Isn't that Simeone? Oh, shit! Hey, Lamau. Hey, Lamau. Let's go, baby. France. French league. Mbappe, Neymar, Mbappe, Neymar. Oh, that's not PSG. What is that? That's a goalie. Oh. Oh. Oh, my chest. My chest. Woo! 87 goalkeeper, though. That's good, because now I have a Senyo and I have this guy. Awesome. Oh my god. Oh, it's Lille. Bamba. That's the guy that the other dude had. Nice. That's a good pull too. I'm gonna put this guy on my team right away as well. Do you guys think it's like is it because of my formation? Like having the striker being by himself is like the bad thing in my team? I feel like it kind of is. It's not really worth having like the wingers. Like if you had like a 4-4-2 or like even a 4-2-2, I think a 4-2-2 would probably work too. Having like that extra presence on the side, you know? 3 times. Is this Manchester City? Is this Sterling? Who is this? Gabriel Jesus? Pog Champ? Let's go, baby. I do that all the time, bro. I don't just say it once. I'm like, yo, he's a really good player. He's a really good player. Come on, boys. The attribute displayed are you know why I'm saying that, because one of my mods was telling me that I was playing like Fortnite with him the other day, and he's like, yo, I don't know if you noticed, but you repeat yourself a lot when you're talking. I'm like, we don't care, but like it's just funny. Oh my god, I could get any of these players. Yo, give me Ronaldo. A lot of streamers do. I think it's just because of the streamer thing, though. You were commentating for FIFA, like, wow. Manchester City player. Sterling. Level 1 Sterling. Nice. Nice. Very nice. Raheem the Dream. I have to level him up a lot, though. Train him right away? Yeah, I have to train him. Oh my god, again? This is Watford, I think. This is Lukaku? Oh, I don't know the kit, so Diop, center back, a gold center back. I don't know like the kits. I don't know if they have Manchester United's kits. I think they're still called Man Red. I got a right back. Thank you. All right, guys. So this is something that I have to really talk about because when it comes to football simulators, it's really difficult, man, because we never get a really good full game. It's always like a 50-50, right? So in regards to FIFA, right? FIFA's menu stuff is far more superior to PES's menu stuff. The way that you build a team in Ultimate Team is significantly better than the way you build a team in myCLUB. If you don't spend any money in myCLUB, you are basically screwed if you want to use decent players at first. Because what people have been telling me recently is that when they start their myCLUB teams without spending any money, is they just use level 2 players, level 3 players, or 3-star teams so that when they're starting off their myCLUB experience, they don't face off against these 4-star teams just yet, right? But because I used those lower rated players to train my higher rated players, I keep coming up against the 4-star teams. But what people are doing right now in PES is that there's a term in PES called white benching. So basically it's the same thing as bronze benching in FIFA, right? Where they'll put a bunch of players that are really bad on their bench, but then in their starting 11 they'll have really good players. Like I came up against a bunch of dudes that had Johan Cruyff or Mario, Neymar, Messi already in their teams and stuff, and it was just like incredibly difficult. But in regards to the menu stuff, when you're doing a road to glory without spending any money, so here's how it works in PES and why I really don't like it. Most of the menu stuff is really annoying, right? So if you start off your myCLUB experience, you have to choose a formation that the game gives you. You don't know what formation you like, right? So you can like a 4-3-3, a 4-2-3-1, a 4-1-3-2, I think is one of the formations too. You don't know what you like yet, right? So I chose the 4-2-3-1, right? And when I chose the 4-2-3-1, I realized, you know, that the version of the 4-2-3-1 that I had, I didn't like, because the first version that I was given was a wide variation of the formation. The passing distance was far. The defensive line was really pushed up. So it was just a tactic that I didn't like at all. So I had to buy a different version of the 4-2-3-1 because I wanted to see if the 4-2-3-1 was the problem, right? So as my games have progressed, I purchased the 4-2-3-1 where it's more narrow based, but the defensive line is still too high up for me personally, because you guys will always see these wide passes that people make behind my defense, and it aggravates me so much, right? And I've reached the point with the 4-2-3-1 where I don't like the formation anymore. Now here's the problem of PES's game right now. PES's game, their myCLUB version of the game, is far more pay to win than it is in FIFA. Now, I'll explain to you why, right? The only way for me to buy a good manager right now is to spend myCLUB coins. The only way that you get myCLUB coins is by doing the beginner challenges, right? So if you no longer have those beginner challenges, the only way for you to get coins is by logging into the game daily, and possibly if they come out with tournaments that can reward you with coins as well. You have to use coins to sign certain managers, because it's actually the game points that you earn in the game is locked out for these top class managers, right? Which is very, very annoying and incredibly pay to win, right? So the only players that I can currently buy right now are all 4-2-3-1, every single one of them except for one, which was the 4-1-3-2. And that system of how formations works with managers is incredibly flawed, right? Because if a new person is playing your game and they want to play myCLUB right away, they should be able to use the tactics and instructions that they want to use no matter what. The least that Konami can do is give you 3 managers with different formations and different play styles to see the idea of what you want your team to do. But the fact that they only give you 1 formation and you can only buy certain shitty formations for game points that do cost a lot, because they cost like 8,000, 9,000 points, to only try out is incredibly, incredibly weak and flawed. Because in FIFA, right, if I don't like a formation, because dude, I'm the type of person that when I play football simulators, I can tell if I like the formation or the tactics or how the players are moving in the first 30 minutes in game. If I don't like the way that, even shorter at times, right? If I don't like the way that the players are moving in game, attacking and defensive wise, I change it right away. I do this every single year for FIFA. I'll try out 4-1-2-2. I'll notice I won't like it and I'll switch it right away, right? In PES, you cannot do that. If you buy a manager, right, from the lower tier managers, you have to stick with that formation and the set tactics that is set to that manager. You can't change that. The only thing that you can change from the manager is the advanced instructions. But the thing that I've noticed in PES is that they actually play more to the tactics of the manager than they do the advanced instructions that you set for them. The advanced instructions is the attack 1, attack 2, defense 1, defense 2, right? So I've tried out different things with the 4-2-3-1 and I just don't like the formation. But I'm stuck with it. I cannot buy a different formation because, like I said earlier, I only have 4-2-3-1 as an option right now, and I can't get the 4-4-2s. And the thing is that even if they do offer a 4-4-2, if I buy that manager for the 4-4-2, I'm risking 8,000, 9,000 GPs. And 8,000, 9,000 GPs takes a long time to buy. Because understand this concept, right? Every game you play online, if you win, I think, is 1,800 GP. I think if you lose, you only get like 1,300 GP, right? One contract from a good player is around 2,500 GP. Contracts are far too expensive, and then the fact that you have to think about the fitness as well is incredibly frustrating, right? And it's just a really, really annoying concept in this game because, like I said, for a beginner player to your game, you're not really pushing me into your game because the fact that you're limiting me from changing formations and the tactics that I'm using, because it's just it's a flawed system. In all honesty, I really, really do believe that it's incredibly flawed to keep a system like that. It's just incredibly frustrating, right? Like I've noticed with the 4-2-3-1, I'll explain to you guys why I don't like it. In the demo, I liked it, but it's because of the tactics of Leonardo Jardim that makes the formation better. But with the formation that I currently have, right, I noticed that my striker is far too up. I don't want him to. I don't want to tell him to play as a false 9, because if I tell him to play like a false 9, then he's never gonna make forward runs, right? So the spacing between my striker and the cam is just not good for me, right? It's just like I always have to drive the pass up to him because the tactics of my manager, the passing support is longer. It's not shorter. Shorter is my playstyle. Even though I have my attacking tactics to tiki-taka, I can't play the short style because my players are playing more to the tactics of the manager than the instructions that I have set for them. So really annoying that I can't play short passes with my players, and the players are so far away from me in terms of the actual tactics, right? That's why I liked the demo, because I can switch to whatever I wanted, and it was just really convenient that way, right? With the 4-2-3-1, the striker's too far away. The left attacking mid and the right attacking mid seem like irrelevant positions on the pitch. I feel like if I'm trying out a 4-4-2, I see where people are coming from, right? Because they're closer to the midfield, I can defend better with them, and I feel like I can progress forward with them better. I've also noticed that in PES, the 1-2s are incredibly effective. If you see some of the goals that I score, most of them are because of really good 1-2s. So the way that I'm seeing is that if I get a 4-4-2 and I have 2 strikers up there and I can pass the ball up or down by doing a 1-2 pass and then going through on goal, I feel like that would be incredibly effective to have in the game. But when I have a 1-striker formation, having to always pass it back and then have your striker to push forward, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work really nicely at all. And like I said, especially with the tactics that my manager has, his long passes, it's not my playstyle at all. So my afternoon stream, I was incredibly frustrated with the game because the finishing is really annoying because I still don't have like crazy good players. And I was using advanced shooting. Advanced shooting is awesome, but you can't use advanced shooting with these players. It's just not a thing. Basic shooting is the best way to go if you don't have the crazy players yet, like the Sergio Agueros and all that, because they just don't take very good shots, and it's incredibly frustrating, right? I did driven shots so many times with my players, and sometimes they went to the back of the net, sometimes they wouldn't. Like, I'd rather just have basic shooting and get closer to the net and just finesse it around the goalkeeper every time if I won't be able to finish those opportunities. So that's what I've been doing recently, and it's been working a little bit better. But right now, my frustrations comes from the fact that I can't change my formation. It's really annoying me because I've wanted to switch it like 2 days ago, and I feel like I'm losing a lot of games because of the way that my manager's defensive line or defensive tactics is set up. And I try to fix this so it actually goes to HD. Because of the way that my defensive tactics are set up, like, you guys will see all the time why passes made against me. Again, with the players in this game, the bad players are super annoying, man. Like, I'll be defending and my center back will do the worst first touch ever, and they just steal the ball off me every single time. There's a mechanic in PES that doesn't work sometimes, and it's really infuriating as well. So when you're defending, and you'll see it in that moment right there, when I get the ball, I want to do a pass right away, and they sometimes do not do that pass right away. You'll see the command being entered into the game, but they just do not do that command, right? You'll see in some of these defensive errors here too, where I press the button and they don't pass the ball right away. They have to do this dribble thing first. And on the defensive side, that's really annoying that your player has to control the ball and then clear it out, because that's how it results in goals like this. I feel like the people that I've been losing to in the afternoon of my stream, I was better than, and I was losing because of the finishing and because of my formation and because of the players in my team, a bunch of different reasons, right? In the morning, don't get me wrong, there's certain games that I'm losing because I deserve it, but I really think I need to switch this formation, and the fact that I can't just really frustrates me. So that's one thing that makes this game incredibly paid to win. Like I said earlier, the contracts are far too expensive, man. Paying 2,500 GPs for a contract when you play one game and only get 1,800 for winning a match is just frustrating. I played like 5 hours in the afternoon, a bunch of games, and I actually I ended at the same amount of coins that I started with because of the contracts. And it's just really annoying, right? Because first I need a manager, then I need to upgrade the squad, because the center backs form is really important, right? So if I have players like Diop playing as my center back, he's not on form right now. So his first touches are awful. His general defending is just really bad. Bunch of really frustrating mechanics right now. Because of the team and the formation. Like, I love the gameplay. Like, trust me, chat. I've actually tried out this game with the Man City team, the Real Madrid team. Disgusting. The gameplay is so much fun in this game, but their menu stuff when you first start playing this game is really I know this can be like a really negative video, but I have to talk about it because it's really bad. I feel like I'm talking about FIFA's gameplay right now, but that's how bad the menu is in PES, right? I do think that the duplicate situation is awesome. I like that you can trade in duplicate players and exchange them for better players. I think that's an awesome thing. I like this. I like the training system where if you pack players and you're not going to use them, you can use those players towards training players in your club and leveling them up to be better players. So for instance, I put steroids on my Raheem Sterling from leveling him up and stuff, right? This is why I don't have like the white ball players anymore. Yeah, it's like I put a bunch of steroids on those cards, but man, I'm just really frustrated right now. Like, I'm incredibly frustrated. This formation thing is just bothering me because I think I'm actually gonna have to play a couple more days with the same formation until they offer me a good one. Because the thing is that if I buy a new formation and I also don't like that formation, I just wasted 8,000, 9,000 GP. So I just feel like you shouldn't have to spend in real life money and a lot of time and effort just to be able to change your tactics and your formation. I think that's incredibly stupid, right? The online challenge cup is brilliant. If you win one game, you get a black ball, and that's freaking awesome. I really liked that. The ranked matches right now, they're really frustrating right now because people have been spending money on PES, and they have some really good players now, man. Like I was saying earlier, like I came up against people that had like Johan Cruyff. I don't have all the games recorded or shown on the stream on the video, but I came up against people that had like the craziest teams, man. These guys just ran past my defense because of the defensive tactics that my team has. Like I just wish I can set those things, right? It's just, I know it's something that I keep mentioning, but it's just incredibly frustrating, right? I've even realized that I like Coutinho as a player, but he's too short. I like Gabriel Jesus as a player, but he's too short. I like a lot of players that are good at dribbling, but it's just because they're too short that's incredibly frustrating. Like even when I use Sterling and stuff, they're just too short. They get outbodied easily. Like I felt like when I was using Mandzukic, who had more of a physical presence, I felt like I was able to do more with him than with some of the strikers that I got. So the informs that you guys saw that I got today, the goalie is sick, although his affinity is low, which is basically the team chemistry of the team. He's actually sick. I need to gain the affinity with him so I can get better team spirit in the club. The center back Diop is terrible because his form is terrible right now. So because his form is terrible, he's going to play awful in game. And that's one of the center backs, very important position on the pitch, right? And I got Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus is fun to use, but I'm telling you, when you use these speed players up front, you need to use a two-striker formation. You need to be able to dribble really quickly and do 1-2 plays with them to really be able to use them, because when you're using these types of players as lone strikers, they just do not work, in my opinion. It's not to say that someone else couldn't do good with the 4-2-3-1. I'm not saying that the 4-2-3-1 is awful, but it's just that when I use it in this game, I just realize that it's just really bad because the game style is different, right? Because the 1-2s are so effective in this game, being able to do that is just really helpful. You're going to see a lot of deflections and goals that I've conceded. It's just really frustrating, man, because honest to God, I shouldn't have lost like 70% of the matches that I currently have in PES if my finishing was better and I had some decent players here and there. You know what I'm saying? It's just really frustrating. You need a team spirit to be high. You need your team strength to be high. You need a lot of things to be high, and it can be really annoying, right? But again, guys, don't get it twisted, because I love the game mechanics, man. I love the game mechanics a lot. Like I said, I've tried teams like Man City and Real Madrid, and it's perfect because you can set the tactics yourself, right? So you know exactly what you want to use. But in myCLUB, it's different to the experience that you experience in the regular in the regular head-to-head version of the game, right? So it's just gonna be frustrating because if I buy a formation and I don't end up liking it again, I'm gonna have to stick with it again, and I won't be able to change it. And it's just gonna be really frustrating. Fitness is incredibly annoying too, because fitness is also expensive. You have to switch your players around all the time, and that's just like a general thing with FIFA and PES, where I feel like they're just never going to change that system. It's always going to be very similar because I don't know. I don't know why PES does it, to be honest. Like FIFA, I get it because they do it to fill up the packs, right? So that you can get shittier players basically and you spend more money on the game. That's just how it is. But on PES, like I don't see the reason for it, because the packs that you open are they're all just 3-player packs. Like if I open the Once to Watch packs right now, that's 25,000 GP. I can just open those packs and get 3 players in it. So I don't know, man. I'm just in a weird situation right now. Like, I like the gameplay mechanics so much. I just really hate the menu stuff in PES. I think the only 2 good things for the menu stuff in PES is the leveling up system from the trainers, and the other thing I already totally forgot what it was, and I liked it so much. It's the trainers, and I can't remember the other one. Wow, I literally just mentioned it, but you guys know what I'm saying. Like those are the only things that I really like, but it throws you off this game a lot because of how they have their system of formation and custom tactics worked out in myCLUB. It actually does really throw you off, because let's just say that I was a new consumer of this game, which I technically am, because this is the first PES that I ever bought, right? I wouldn't be happy in the first attempts of me playing myCLUB, because myCLUB is the game mode that, you know, you're able to use all these different players, use the icons, blah blah. It's such a process in the beginning of the game, because like I said, in FIFA, right, you can specifically choose the players you want. You can go to the transfer market, and if you don't like a player in a certain situation, you can be like, okay, this is the area I need to upgrade. In PES, you have to, the beginning, like I said, the beginning menu stuff for PES is awful. You have to open packs to upgrade your team. If you're missing a second right back to be able to replace for stamina, you cannot, you know, choose to get a right back or a center back. Even if they're shitty, you can't choose that. The game is going to decide if you're going to. Like, if you open a defender's top agent pack, you will either get a left back, center back, right back, or something. And there might be something else as well. So you might not even get a right back or a center back. You might get positions that you already had before. So it's just very frustrating, right? Like, in FIFA, if I try out a 4-2-3-1, a 4-3-1-2, a 4-1-2-2, and in the first 30 minutes I don't like it, I can switch from it right away. If I'm playing the game and I realize there's certain players in my team I don't like and I need to upgrade that certain position, I can go to the transfer market and buy those players and be able to replace the players that I think isn't good. So that's pretty much it for my rant of all the menu stuff in PES. Menu stuff in PES, awful. Menu stuff in FIFA, amazing. Gameplay stuff in PES, awesome. Gameplay stuff, well, except for the formation thing in the beginning of myCLUB. Gameplay stuff in FIFA, not so great right now, except for the tactics and information. So we can never have a full game, you know what I mean? Like a full good game, because there's always got to be something. But thank you guys for watching the video today. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you guys did, please drop a thumbs up on it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I totally put my hand up earlier for the goodbye. But I'll see you guys later. Peace.